Hey, this is Jess.
What's up? This is Kels,
and this is The Lover's Guidance, where spirituality is the reality of your spirit.
It's too late to find out. You know that you mine now. It's too late to find out. You know that you mine now. It's too late to find out. Speed it.
So, today's video is titled Victim or Vampire?
Victim or vampire? You know what I'm saying? You better know, because you gotta know which one
you dealing with.
You know?
You're dealing with when you feeling some off energy. You know what I'm saying? When you feeling like motherfuckers leeching off you, sucking you dry or something. You know, so we want to talk about the signs of a victim mentality or a vampire, somebody that's using you. You know, because the shit's present, you know what I'm saying, in our life, and you know, we have to sit back and observe what the fuck was going on.
You know, all of us as spirits, especially as individual spirits, gotta stay super protected. So make sure you keep your stakes by, you know what I'm saying, just in case you gotta, put a vampire stab through the heart, because they
not
like
literally.
Not literally,
but course. Just that but, spirit, that energy.
Yeah, because they like to use your values and what you value. You know what I'm saying? Your heart.
To manipulate.
You know what I'm saying? To manipulate you, and that drains you. You know what I'm saying? That drains you of your blood, which is your imagination, your plasma. You know what I'm saying? Your creativity. You know what I'm saying? Or to give them life. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to break it down right now. So we got the definitions coming up. So what is a victim?
So we have here a victim being on the receiving side of a circumstance or situation, and sometimes unconsciously.
And that's
it. And we all are victims.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
At the end of the day, a victim is just allowing yourself to be a victim of energy, of being influenced by a certain thing, place, person, you know what I'm saying, a situation, circumstance. Well, we all victims, you know what I'm saying?
To some extent.
You know what I'm saying?
You just don't want to get lost.
You don't want to put a negative connotation on victim. Even it's a lot of negative connotations on victim. Mm-hmm. But the essence of the word is just our definition, which is
being on the receiving side of a circumstance or a situation. Mm-hmm. And sometimes unconsciously. Now that is where it can play out in a negative way, because you want to be conscious of what's taking place and what's going on in your life.
Absolutely.
So that you can identify what it is you're receiving, what type of energy you're receiving, what type of situation you're in, how you end up in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be conscious of what you're receiving, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and that goes back to when we talk about state of being.
Absolutely.
So, right. So going into vampire.
And so that's a good way to segue into what you were saying, because you want to be conscious. So a vampire is
a spiritually dead. We said a vampire is a spiritually dead victim.
A spiritually dead victim. So like we were just saying, like she was just saying, you want to be consciously aware. A vampire is they're spiritually dead, so they might be consciously aware that they're a victim, but they don't want to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to take spiritual responsibility of being in the space. They rather give that power to something else. You know what I'm saying? And use other people and suck their energy to further bring life to whatever their situation they're creating.
Whatever their situation they're in, and like Kel said, something to give them more life, more energy. And this can play out in a number of ways. You know what I'm saying? It can play out as somebody, they not sure about what they believe in or their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So they project that energy onto you in a way where they say, well, you not doing this, or you got to do this, to make me feel comfortable or something like that. And it's like, No, the fuck I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You responsible for your own comfortability, and that's on period. You know, as much as I would like to tell Kel what to do to make me feel a certain type of way, you know what I'm saying? Or you need to do this, you know, this way. It has nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? It don't have anything. I would be, in that case, I could play out as a vampire, you know, by holding him responsible. You know what I'm saying? Making it exoteric, making something outside of me have to conform to something so that I can feel comfortable. You know, when it's...
Because remember, I said feelings are water and images are cups. You know what I'm saying? So we always in a space of trying to getting something to feel.
Right.
You know
and if you look, whatever you follow, that's what you follow. You know what I'm saying? That's what you believe in. No one else has to believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And that made me think of the whole like the vegan shit or whatever, because we had got a comment or whatever on one of our videos, like put the chicken down or whatever. And I mean, it's not me throwing no shade, but it's just like, what does me putting chicken down got to do with anything that you believe? If you believe chicken is bad and you shouldn't eat it, that's what you should do. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody has the same dietary needs or whatever. Like, I feel like that was something passed down to us to think like, oh, everybody gotta, you know, live a certain way. And, you know, it's some people that can't eat solid food. So what you gonna tell them? You know what I'm saying? It's some people that can't, that because of their body makeup and their, you know what I'm saying, they can't do something. But it's like, but going back to that vamp, you know, that makes you feel comfortable. You know, you feel like you living life a certain type of way, you know, and that's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to tell nobody how to live. You know what I'm saying? We're sharing our knowledge and our wisdom, you know what I'm saying, and principles and basic things, you know what I'm saying, so that you can find your own way. You know what I'm saying, of how to live. Yeah,
you can get out of any mental hell you in, because y'all be creating hells for yourself.
Hells for yourself that you gotta uphold and live up to. You know, because I mean, I do vegan and I do chicken. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's the mind. You know what I'm saying? The mind is all. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you don't want to
use spirituality. Don't leave religion to let spirituality put you in a cage. You know what I'm saying? Because you leave one thing, then you go to another thing, you just creating the same cycle and hell that you did in another space. Yeah. And you're just calling it something different. Don't get lost in the light.
Yep. Just because you say you don't follow religion don't mean you haven't created a cage. Essentially, religion is a cage. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you haven't created another cage, you know. And I'm not saying, you know, vegans have created a cage for themselves. I'm not saying that. That's the way, that's what works for you. You know what I'm saying? That's how, like I like to say, if it works for you, great. If it don't, then, you know what I'm saying, do something else. So that's all I'm saying. But like I was saying, like, it's just that exalting yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I feel like people, they see spirituality and they automatically say, well, that means you gotta be eating like this, you gotta be doing this, you gotta be doing that. And it's not like, I do a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just one way, you know, and that's for me, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I live my life now. That may work.
And then it all just trickles down into not understanding that your spirit isn't the light. Your spirit is no thing.
Your spirit is no thing.
So your spirit can do anything it wants.
I know y'all done seen that True Life. I'm addicted to paper.
Everything is right, exactly. Everything is done in moderation. So anyway, we gotta get back on topic. You know what I'm saying? We talk about victims or vampires. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that be playing victims
You have to know.
be vampires low key, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you gotta understand that it's a thin line. You know what I'm saying? The vampires are spiritually dead victims. So what are
looking
the
to feed themselves.
yeah? So what are the signs of the vampire? We got the first sign, and this is so a vampire, a spiritually dead vampire. The first sign we got, they can't trust themselves or be by themselves due to disconnection of their own source.
That's like what I was just talking about. You know what I'm saying? As far as like you then came across a belief system or something you wanted to adopt, and so now you got to attack everybody that's not doing it, or people that you feel like we said, attaching it to spirituality. Oh, if this person is spirituality, then that must mean they vegan. No, it don't. It do not mean that. I'm just, period. It don't mean that. It do not mean that. You know, now if you feel that you know what I'm saying, need to convert your life over to a certain type of lifestyle, then that's what works for you. But that you can't put all spiritual. The reality of it is we're all spiritual beings. You know, now if you tapped into your spirit, like Kel said, if you disconnected, then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so one thing that we understand as true spirits, you know what I'm saying, we all got our own source. And we all understand that we're creators. So we create feeling and emotion and life. You know what I'm saying? That's our blood. That's what we're creating. We're creating cells, we're creating plasma. So a spiritually dead vampire, they don't understand that concept. They are victims of their situation. And so in circumstances and situations, so they can't create anything. They can't create a feeling and emotion at will. You know what I'm saying? At will. And when they feel like I'm talking about when you got no examples in front of you, and you just want to feel good. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? They're usually shut off, or they feel numb to the world, and so they always need to be around other people to cipher off their blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Next sign.
Next sign. They always need to use people with blood, aka plasma, for replenish. So that kind of piggybacking what I was just saying. So what is blood spiritually? Blood is just imagination, creativity, cells, your cells, the lights you create. Our blood is the
flow.
Our blood is a reflection of the flow that we're getting. That's why when you got high blood pressure, you know what I'm saying, you're more giddy. You know what I'm saying? You got low blood pressure, you might be, you know what I'm saying,
tired and lethargic.
Yeah. You know
what I'm saying? You need to eat something with some sugar in it, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get you up and going. It also transports, oxygen throughout our body. Like we said, that life essentially, life force. You know what I'm saying?
And so,
and like vampires depicted in movies, they suck your blood. You know what I'm saying? In this realm of reality, that would play out like somebody having a space, you know what I'm saying, and that they need other people to empathize with the shit they going through. They need other people to feel the way they do, because you know what I'm saying, they in damnation. Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's
and that's energy, man. To empathize with somebody,
that's emotion. That's putting your waters in that cup. You know what I'm saying?
So be careful, be mindful of what you empathizing with.
Right. Because they like to give you an image. You know what I'm saying? They really good, and they can use emotion, and you know what I'm saying. They know how to create the image for you, so you can start fulfilling that cup. You know what I'm saying? So, all right.
Especially if they know you.
Yeah, especially if they know you, and don't let this be your family member. Don't let this be your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Them the quickest ones that'll pull that on you. You know what I'm saying? And don't let you be getting successful when they not. God damn it. Now, the third example we got is they love to not take responsibility for what they create in their life. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we all creators at heart. You know what I'm saying? We always creating. And even if you're a vampire, you're creating that as well, but you're just creating in a dead way. You create based off of what the external is showing you. You know what I'm saying? So you might go to church, you know what I'm saying, and you might let the pastor, tell you that God is coming to save you, and so that's what you're going to create. That's the state of being you're going to be in.
You're
That's
going to create situations where you have to be saved.
God damn it.
Where you have to be rescued constantly, you know what I'm saying, over and over.
But
like that's the type of circumstances that are going to play out in your life where you have to be rescued. Someone has to come and help you.
Right.
Someone has to come empathize with you because you're hurt. You know what I'm saying? In some type of way. You're going through shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're going to really think about, you know what I'm saying, what that means to be waiting on a savior. You know what I'm saying?
Think of what state of being
that's in, you know, like...
You waiting on something outside of you to save you when you should be saving your damn self. And that's why I said number 3 is they love to not take responsibility for what you create. Because you always creating in your life. And you better not ever depend on anybody, and you better save your goddamn self. Number 4.
Facts. Number 4. Comfortable with the cycles of suffering and hardship and think it's the right thing to be going through. Which is them, this one is long. Which is them worshiping another man's idea
and
essentially practicing idolatry.
Okay.
So that also piggybacks what we were saying. The number 3, as far as not taking responsibility, because me and Kel was talking earlier, and I had like a couple of days ago, I had came across a post that was like, all life is a bunch of tests and all that, and I'm like, I had to unfollow Shorty because I'm like, and it wasn't just because of that post. It was like it was a build up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, like she cool. But then that did it for me, like, cause I'm like, wait, this is toxic positivity, and that's the thing. But I was just
that's certainly a thing. That's another video.
I'm like, no, life is not a bunch of tests. Some shit is just the way it is. Like we was born into this government system. You know what I'm saying? This system already up and operating. We can't do nothing about that. Like, how in one breath you can say, oh, God would never do this, and God is this, and God is so great, which is true, but then, like, say, like, all this shit is a test, or whatever. Why would God don't want, the God in you wants to govern itself. It does not want to be governed by this fucked up ass system, which we all know is really fucked up.
At all.
It even more so, it doesn't need to be governed by a when you truly align, you know what I'm saying? You're not worried about all this other shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you know how to source things, you don't have to look for something to tell you what to do, because that's all this is. That's all this government system is telling us how to live our life. You know what I'm saying? So, comfortable with the cycles of suffering or whatever. And that's
so y'all comfortable with the cycles of suffering because in that state of being, it's just like we said, y'all just waiting on the savior. Y'all
that's what I was talking about. The testing. Yeah, so the testing, like life, everything is not testing you. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is not testing you. This shit is what it is.
Some shit is just showing you a reflection of what state of being your ass in, and that you need to get out of that state of being. Simple as that.
Like it's not like, oh, that must mean that it's just this world, like this world that we live in is what it is, and based off your state of being is where you're resonating at. You know what I'm saying? But you can always pivot. You can always shift. You know what I'm saying? You like.
And then y'all, so not only is y'all comfortable with that, But then y'all take that to the extreme and y'all practicing idolatry. Now, I'm going to tell y'all how y'all doing that, because first of all, y'all taking an interpretation from another man. So God said, in the Bible, it say don't worship man. You know what I'm saying? Don't worship any other. Y'all understand? God is a parameter. It's just, it's like, it's a overall. And so if you live in with someone else's overall idea
of
you know
what that
saying?
is, that's you essentially worshiping that idea.
Yeah, you worshiping
man.
that man. So if a man tell you this is what this is, and you believe that man, and you don't go beyond that man, you're worshiping that man's thoughts, that man's idea. And
yeah,
so
whether you know it or not.
You practicing idolatry on yourself. You practicing witchcraft on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to question this.
What you being fed.
And you don't have the spiritual fortitude to resonate and vibrate past that. Now, so, we can go.
Number 5. Always frustrated with their responsibilities. So that ties into, not wanting to take responsibility for what they're creating.
Yeah, they always frustrated with their. Is that Razor? Oh no, that's him.
No, that's not Ray.
So they always frustrated with their responsibility because, because they don't, like we said, they don't want to take responsibility. And
so what's not taking responsibility? That's not being in control of that's you not being in control of your state of being, essentially. I don't want to say in control of. Yeah, that's you not being. That's you not taking control of essentially your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, when you got to think about like when you frustrated, that usually means there is an outcome that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? That you wasn't in control of. But at the same time, you don't want to be responsible.
Right.
So it's contradicting.
And so you need to know that you created that frustration.
You created that frustration.
And so this is why vampires, they don't got no blood. They spiritually dead. They don't got no life. Yeah, they don't got no life. They don't got no creative principles. So they always need other people's blood. And so
like in the movies, they like you said, they always cold or whatever.
Yeah.
Pale.
Yeah. And
they look lifeless.
You know what I'm saying? Until they get blood. You know what I'm saying? And so when we say not taking responsibility and creating their own situations, that's them not being creative.
Yeah, and then you're frustrated with the outcome, which is essentially something that you are responsible for.
Because you're not creating. You're not creating. You're trying to use other people's blood instead of using your own spiritual self.
Conviction.
Your own spiritual conviction and creative principle.
And that also ties into the victim, because it's like you rather sit back, you know what I'm saying, and let other people dictate and control what you want when you feeling uneasy about something, but you don't want to take control, in that situation and stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You rather sit and have no faith.
And no, like you said, conviction.
And no conviction. So then when the outcome is something you don't like, now you frustrated.
You frustrated. And you want to take it out on other people.
From the very start of that situation,
you knew. Your spirit told you you should do this.
You should do this.
But you don't listen to your spirit. You don't listen to your inner God. You waiting on God to come out the sky.
You waiting on God to come out the sky.
God damn it.
Man, y'all. God is in you. You know what I'm saying? God is in you. God is in you. I don't know. You can't sit around and wait on miracles all day. You create the miracle. You manifest. That's what 2020 is revealing to everybody who didn't want to believe in that before, or I don't know, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? 2020 is revealing to us that it's the mental. It starts here. you gotta get this right. But anyway, and our last one is use things they think you value / care about to make you feel guilty.
That's a big
You
one.
know, so that goes back into what Kara said, that they hit that heart space.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They kind of, you know, they got an idea of who you are, and they know how they can play things with you. You know, say like if you, you know, you slow to anger, or you level-headed or something. You know, they may, you know what I'm saying? They may try to put you out there in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? To get a reaction, because that's energy too. You know what I'm saying? That's energy too. You know,
Yeah.
motherfuckers try to push your, you know what I'm saying? They make you. They know what they doing, and that's the thing. Like, they know what they doing. You know.
The moment you talking to a vampire and you feel, and they convincing you of something, and you feel like you gotta invest in them, but you feel guilty for investing in them. The moment you know they drinking your damn blood, and you need to
That's
turn.
what they.
You need
That's
to
what
get
they
out
want
of
you
that.
to do, and that's what they want you to do. Because, like I said, in
Because
the
they use
beginning,
your values, what you think is right, what you value,
against
as
you.
a trap.
Yeah,
And what you
and
care
let me
about.
tell you, a lot of women do this with men. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women do this with men. You know, with families, with the kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's a good man who you know love their kids and want to take care of their kids and in their kids' life and stuff like that. Let that nigga do something that woman don't like. You know what I'm saying? She gonna try to use the family, the thing that she know that man values and loves, against him. We've seen it too many times.
And the woman might not even goddamn care about it that damn much. But you better believe she gonna use that
it.
against
She gonna
you.
use anything.
And that's when you know you getting your ass drained and your blood getting drunk.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use another example, even with this COVID-19 shit or whatever. You know, because apparently the new norm is if you travel or whatever and you come back to quarantine yourself or whatever for 14 days, you know, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, motherfuckers hold, you know, like we said, the shit is tearing families apart. You know what I'm saying? It's tearing families apart. COVID-19 is literally tearing families apart.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers can't even travel and come back
losing jobs, losing money.
to see their family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Without some shit being held over their head. And it's like, you know, you ain't even researched the shit. But yeah, I was saying, yeah, you can't even go out of town, you know what I'm saying, come back and see your family or nothing, you know, because of the hysteria and the fear around COVID-19. Like, motherfuckers not even getting sick around me. Motherfuckers not even catching it. Motherfuckers still, and the same motherfucker that'll tell you, you need to go get tested because you travel, haven't even got tested, and they go out every day and do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Go to the grocery store. They around people, and you know what I'm saying? Have you gotten tested? No. You know what I'm saying? It's literally tearing families apart.
And the shadow government, they know how to use that shit to get y'all energy. They know how to create an image and a concept and an idea so y'all can donate y'all blood. Y'all be donating y'all blood to them. They don't even gotta suck y'all blood. Yeah, and like y'all just be giving y'all shit to them with y'all imagination and y'all fear and shit. But that shit ain't right either. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
It's not. It's not at all.
It's not. But yeah, you know, and you know, and we did videos on this before, like when we was like, you know, attack on the individual in the family, you know, and that ties into that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, because you're unsure or you're unstable about this whole thing, and you think you're stable. You know what I'm saying? You think you're stable because you're following the laws and the regulations that they have laid out for you to follow based around this shit. When they ain't got no real detection of this virus, they don't have no cure for this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the shit just literally does not make sense. You go and you get tested, they tell you got it and they send your ass back home. But then you go on the news and the fucking numbers are steady rising. That literally does not make sense to me, and it really upsets me
Yeah.
because it don't make fucking sense. It don't make sense.
In a moment,
You knowing you got this shit is gonna do what? Create more fear and hysteria. You damn near make yourself sick just off worry.
in a moment you come to somebody else and try to convince them what they doing, you add emotion and shit, and you add values and shit. First of all, depending on how you do that, you're gonna be either a robot or you because you just doing it off protocol because that's how you was just trained to work. Or if you put emotion and you add feeling and shit like that, and you create a big ass life for them and shit, you would be in a vampire.
You are, and essentially because hey, guess what? This fucking world is ran off vampires. That's all they doing is sucking the people's energy, sucking our energy. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what we like, seeing what we value, seeing what we give our energy to, and then manipulating that and channeling that energy and equalizing that energy for their benefit, for their gain. What the fuck are they really doing for us?
Right.
Nothing. How they pacify us. You know what I'm saying? They pacify us and have us thinking we doing some shit when in fucking reality we don't need them to do shit. Like we don't need them to do nothing.
Yeah, all these tools,
we don't need them
we got
to
the
do
same
nothing.
tools, and all of us got the same tools.
For real, they don't want to. You can't
but-
fucking patent nature.
But I can't blame y'all though because they is hard. Like they know how to do that shit. Like they do go to the grave lengths to play out these rituals. So you know what I'm saying?
It's like people who lie. It's like vampires. You know what I'm saying? And victims. They gotta go think about it. Like the conspiracy around the fucking Bill Cosby cases, all the victims that came out or whatever about that. You know, you had people saying like, you know what I'm saying? It was women lying and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not even gonna get all the way into that because I didn't really go all the way into that, but I'm just saying just the mere fact that you know, somebody, you know, even with women who lied on men, black men and shit like that, saying that they've been raped by black men, you gotta ride that shit out. You know what I'm saying? I don't put nothing past nobody. I may play the role, but I know when the motherfucker lying to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people will go to extremes.
And that's
you know what I'm saying? Like
and that's why y'all lost in
to be a victim.
Right now, that's why y'all lost in a lie. Y'all be careful, man, because that's why the vampires like to come out at night because they like to work behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? And they don't like the light because they don't like
it
being
reveals
exposed.
exactly. And that made me think of like when you brought up the night, it's just that subconscious. You know, like you said, like I think of the moon and the emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like Kel said, that heart space. You know what I'm saying? What you're connected to, what you value. You know what I'm saying? They try to, you know, all because of how they feeling, and that's not right, man. That's not right. Like you know, and I'm not. You know, it's been times. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, even in my relationship, you know, where I had to catch myself. You know, when I was talking about as far as making Kel responsible for how I feel.
Yeah, we all been brought up in this.
Essentially, that's vampire energy. You know what I'm saying? Kel's not responsible for how I feel. You know what I'm saying? If I'm feeling some type of way, you know, that's for me to figure out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, am I gonna be in a relationship with a malicious person or an evil person? No. You know what I'm saying? But is Kel malicious and evil? No. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. So, you know, you gotta, you know, be careful. You know, if you're being the vampire or a victim, because that karma, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna come fast. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have to deal with all that blood on your hands. You know what I'm saying? So I had two last things I wanted to cut. I wanted to touch on two weapons against vampires that you can use. First one, you can get you a stake. You can get you a physical stake if you want to. You know what I'm saying? As a representation, because the stake goes through the heart, basically, and that's just a reminder that you kill what they value. You kill your values. You kill. So when you see on the film, you know the people putting the stake through the heart, that's people killing their own values that the vampire can use against them. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
You know, and
that's deep.
And so that's one weapon you can use against the vampires.
That's
And
it.
so,
The crosses.
yeah, and the crosses. So the crosses is the crossroads. So vampires taking responsibility and creating a situation where they can choose what the fuck they want. Because they don't like choosing. They just like using. They like sucking on other people. So they hate this symbol. You know what I'm saying? Y'all low key hate this symbol. And not only that, you know, that's why I manifest y'all questioning y'all God, and why y'all God not manifesting for y'all and shit like that. Because see, y'all don't understand that Jesus died here.
Jesus died on the cross
to remind you
that you're not supposed to do that shit.
You're not supposed to.
Die for nobody's sin.
He died to remind you that you're not supposed to die at the crossroads. You're supposed to create life at the crossroads. You get what I'm saying?
That's where he died at.
Mm-hmm.
He died on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Choose. You have the choice. Like you said, Jesus died. You believe in that? What that story represents is him dying on the cross, so that as a representation, we don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You do not have to die for another motherfucker sin. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. You don't have to die for what you're in. You don't have to die because of love.
Because of this world.
Because you love and because you're a good person. That's cap.
We're not here to do that. We're not here to be like Christ. I'm sorry. We're not here to do that. As far as like the idea that's been painted.
That's why he died. To show y'all that's not what y'all supposed to do.
That's not what you're supposed to do. That's not what he died doing that. Like that don't make sense. Why would you die for what somebody else is doing?
That shows you the example of that.
But y'all think y'all supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think y'all supposed to do exactly what Christ did.
Right.
And no, that's a light. That light died.
Right.
So that light died. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to die following that light. That's what's at the end of that.
That's what that meant.
That cross, you know what I'm saying? At that crossroad.
And so get you a cross, you know what I'm saying? Because that represents, you know what I'm saying, the crossroads, and you understand the connection between the spiritual plane and the infinite creative plane, you know what I'm saying? And the earth plane, you know what I'm saying? And you know, so, hey man, you know, this has been our fucking video on vampires. We about to go kill some vampires tonight. Better believe it.
You know, stay spiritually protected out here. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you leave somebody's presence and you feel drained, that's an indicator right there. You know, you don't want to feel drained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel drained from being around a motherfucker.
You know your ass got your blood.
Yeah.
Know your ass got your blood.
That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all vampires be knowing. They be knowing what they be doing.
Yeah, they
be knowing what they be doing. They be knowing they dead.
They do.
They if they know you onto their game, they gonna try to stay away from you. They gonna try to stay away from you. If you don't feed into what they trying to use against you,
do is run around and do this, talk about you to other people.
Yeah, and if you don't use what they trying to use against you to get you the value, and you don't fall for that, they gonna know you onto their game, and so they gonna try to stay away from you.
And then make it seem like you the reason why they gotta stay away from you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you the reason why they gotta stay away from you.
Yeah.
When it's just like, no. You the reason why you staying away from me. You know, because when you sit with yourself and you build that spiritual substance, you can interact with anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know how much percentage level to get in this person. You know what I'm saying? You know, okay, I don't need to be over here. You can do anything. You know what I'm saying? You can go anywhere. You can interact with anybody.
And you said that substance too. Now, what was that that we were just saying? That was one of our points. Go back to that. You saying when you sit and build that spiritual substance, that's because y'all don't got no substance. Y'all vampires.
Right. When you were saying like they're disconnected from their own source.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They can't trust themselves.
They can't be with themselves.
So they project that onto you, and that may play out as, oh, you trying to get over on me. You know what I'm saying? Or da da da. And it's like you don't trust yourself because You're
You
disconnected
disconnected.
from your source.
You're disconnected from your
you
source.
relying on all this exoteric stuff to construct your beliefs.
Right. And she
And that
said
shit is
exoteric, not
right.
esoteric.
Right. And that shit is unstable. You know what I'm saying? So you project that on the other
Right.
people. It's not healthy to walk around not trusting people. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to think about that when you trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you trust yourself and you have that discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know what motherfuckers on. You don't gotta steady project that on the people everywhere you go. You just know. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I already know what your ass on. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I can't fucking trust you. So, you know, I hee-hee-haw with you a little bit and keep it pushing, but you don't have to go to bat. You don't have to fight. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be a fight. You know, and that's another fighting is another form of draining energy, getting that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know,
that's why we said it's like y'all create frustration. You know
and they always gotta connect with you to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? We should do this. Nah. Do something for yourself. Then let me know. Then it'll happen.
It'll
you
just
know
happen.
What I'm saying? It'll just
naturally.
happen. You know.
It'll happen naturally.
You doing you, I'm doing me. He doing him. She doing her. You know what I'm saying? We all meet up.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But when a motherfucker steady trying to do shit with you, we should do this, we should do that. Know that they using you.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to use you to get ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they be the motherfuckers that blow the shit up.
I need to see if you do a little bit of that shit yourself. Now, victim or vampire, you know what I'm saying? It's a thin line, so be careful, you know what I'm saying?
Thin line.
And this has been our video.
This has been our video. I'm Jess.
I'm Kels.
And this is The Lover's Guide.
And we're out. Bell rung. Hey, right on time.
You're back.
You're back.
It's too late to find out. You know that you mine now. It's too late to find out. You know that you mine now. It's too late to find out.